welcome to all you Geminis. Here's your monthly horoscope for July 2019. There's a lot to say. But first of all, I want to say that you are the captain of your ship. You have the free will to whatever I'm saying here to say or to say, yeah. You see what I mean? These are general horoscopes. Don't forget that these are not tailor-made. If you really want to do this seriously, you ask for a reading. Having said that, let's delve into this, because I know a lot of people learn astrology from these videos, and that's actually my biggest intention here. Anyway, what's going on for the Gemini? Of course, I can start with your ruler going backwards. Mercury is at the very beginning of Leo, and it's going backwards throughout the month, and it's and when is that Mercury retrograde going on the 8th of July it starts. And then it goes backward into Cancer, where the eclipses happen. So actually the retrograde is happening where the point of the eclipses are happening. And for you, that is mainly the second house. So what does it mean? Together with the eclipse, it means that Mercury retrograde, that you're going to be having ideas coming up that you had maybe a while ago, and now they're going to be dealt with. And for you, it's mainly because it's in that eclipse area. It has to do with the second house, which is your self-worth, which is your money, which is your assets, but which is also your talents. I've been talking about this for quite a while, but now there is something really, really interesting happening here. I wrote it down because it's otherwise way too much. So you're going to have two eclipses, one on the 2nd of July, one on the 16th. The 2nd is the new moon, with the moon and the sun together opposing Saturn and Pluto. And then the 16th is the full moon, with Venus, North Node, the sun all opposing Saturn, South Node, Pluto and the moon. What is this all about? Let's break it down. It's actually very simple. This is an intense month, and this is all about desire and strong desires. Now, if you want to know these eclipses, where they're coming from, there's a good book of Bernadette Brady. She is a bit of a specialist, I find, when it comes to eclipses. This is the Dutch book, but anyway, you can find it in English, of course. I think she's Australian. And this Sarah's family that this eclipse belongs to is 3 North, and that's the flavor of that eclipse is all about obsession, about obsessive, the desires, obsessive thinking and all of that. It links in quite well with this eclipse now as well, because there's an enormous theme of those strong desires. Now, in itself, strong desires, again, I'm not a advocate of, desires are bad. No, that's not the way to deal with it, I think what we need to do here, and for you it has to do with those things that I just said, your self-worth, your money. So if there is something that you there's going to be strong desires there. For you, there's going to be a very strong desire to have more money, to have more self-esteem, to have more self-worth. And you can't really say that that is a bad thing. I mean, desire is what it is. It's how you deal with it and where it is coming from. The intention behind it is very important. So yes, at the same time, you're going to have those desires, but at the same time, it kind of clashes with Saturn and Pluto there in your 8th house. So it could be a very, especially when you are, when you have a partner, when you have a lover, it could clash your values versus their values. And you are a bit afraid of what they're going to think about you. Could be as simple as that. Now, when that, and you're going to stick to your own desires, but at the same time, you need to let go of maybe a support of someone, maybe support of maybe the government, or support of maybe a parent even. You know, it doesn't even matter. Maybe you're very young, you need to go to college, and you've always You know, you never been on your own when it comes to finances, and now is the time. But there is tension. At the same time, you want it desperately, but at the other time, you're afraid to let go. So something like that can play out. There's thousands of scenarios, of course, but what is the trick is to go towards that Venus North Node for sure, but to also not force too much towards I need to let go, I need to let go, because letting go is it's something that happens to us, you know, we cannot force that. So yes, there is a fear of letting go of other people's opinions, of other people's value, but at the same time, that tension, that paradox that we have there can actually not be solved, because otherwise it wouldn't be a paradox. Now, what can you do when that happens? First of all, accepting that. First of all, accepting that there is a difference in both of them. And another thing is, the beauty of it is that this trines Neptune. So Neptune, when there is a trine on a tension aspect, that means this is the way out. This is the transformation that is going on. So this energy needs to be going somewhere. And the Neptune for you is in Pisces. And Pisces for the Geminis is interestingly enough, it's your midheaven. So it's work. So how strange it can seem or sound, your way out, if you're feeling a lot of that tension, focus on work, focus on what needs to be done, focus on your social status, what do you want to do in life, and that will help you to ease that tension. I'm not saying it's going to be fully away, but it will help you to ease the tension and to let nature do its work as well. So kind of complexity there, but I hope I make myself clear. At the same time, this Mercury retrograde is happening, as I said, in your third house, in your second house. You have Mars in the third house as well. So that means a very busy month for you. A lot of communication, a lot of talking, but normally you like that, Geminis, and a lot of possibility if you have your own business. A lot of marketing is possible. You will do fine there, because Mars in Leo goes very well with your Gemini kind of energy. But again, if there is something that you really like, even when it's Venus in the second house, even when it's something very beautiful that you want. Let's say, for instance, it's a house that you want, or it's a car or a computer. And the tension will be that you know, it's maybe a lot of money, and you're saying yes, but when I'm doing that, I'm you know, the person that I'm living with, he or she doesn't really like it, and all of that, and you will find a conclusion. But again, focus the sort of solution has to do with work. So maybe by working a bit harder, you will have an extra month full of cash flow there happening, and that can solve the problem. You see what I mean? Very interesting energy. I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a very good month. Bye bye.